like there's like when you're early pregnant, there's things you're totally fine, things are normal. Your husband breathes funny and you're like, oh my goodness, can you not? Like, close your
I
mouth.
saw this reel the other day. It was like, I don't even track my cycle anymore. I just wait for my husband's breathing to start bothering me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
Hi there, you're listening to the Kingdom Sexuality podcast. We're Alana, Kyle, and Tira, friends who have a heart for intimacy and long to uncover God's truth and design for sexual freedom within marriage. If you enjoy listening to our episodes or like our content over on Instagram, would you consider leaving a review or subscribing? It really helps. Welcome here. We are back for another episode of the Kingdom Sexuality podcast. My name is Alana, if you're new here, and I am joined by my co-hosts, Kyle and Tira. Boop, boop. If you're on Instagram, or not Instagram, YouTube. What's that place called? You can see us waving at you. Special welcome to the patrons. Thanks for your support. If you would like to also be a patron, support the show, see the Wednesday hump day positions, vote on positions, all that good stuff. Not positions, vote on episodes. I keep doing this. Go to patreon.com/Kingdom Sexuality, and we'd love to have you there. The verse I chose for today was, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry, which is James 1:19. Okay, so you might see this title and you'd be like, what on earth are they going to talk about today? Here, let me explain it to you. Have you ever had a moment where your spouse does something totally normal, but it suddenly grosses you out or turns you off? Like that tiny slurp of cereal, the way they clip their toenails, the way they leave their beard hair in the sink, whatever it is. Welcome to the ick. Today, we're going to be chatting about how to handle those cringy moments with grace and with humor and with love, and how to not let it kill the vibe in your sex life or your marriage.
Nice.
Okay, I'm glad you explained that because, guys, Alana's been talking about the ick for like 2 months now, and we're like, I don't really want to do this episode because I don't really know what the ick is. Like, what does this even mean? And so that was probably the best explanation that we've had so far. And so now I kind of understand the ick.
Thank you. I'm really glad.
All right.
So let's define it further. Let's define the ick here. So if you are on social media, I feel like it's a thing. Like it's trending right now. I don't know. It's a trendy
On
term.
a lot of social media. If you haven't seen it before, then you're in the same boat as Tira and I.
Okay. It's like pop culture in like the dating world. It's a thing. Like you get an ick from a guy and so you stop talking to them. Like you don't date them because he gave you the ick for whatever reason.
Okay.
But it can also
got too much earwax, so you had to dump them.
Yes, there you go.
Real mature and good depth of.
Yeah, that's what you should base it on.
Yeah.
But this kind of can show up in your marriage. Weird habits, bodily functions, personality quirks that suddenly repulse you. So we're going to chat about how this is a common thing and how it can be healthy in loving relationships and marriages. So the ick isn't a sign that your marriage is doomed. It's a sign that you're human and that intimacy is more than just attraction.
Yeah. Okay.
So here we go. Why the ick happens. I think it's just a form of like the comfort zone in a long-term relationship. You getting comfortable with each other. I don't know, there's hormonal changes in your life, stress changes. I mean, okay, postpartum. Like there's like when you're early pregnant, there's things you're totally fine, things are normal. Your husband breathes funny and you're like, oh my goodness, can you not? Like close your mouth.
I saw this reel the other day. It was like, I don't even track my cycle anymore. I just wait for my husband's breathing to start bothering me. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yes. During seasons of stress or like deep exhaustion, I think it can trigger something. So, or even unresolved
goes up.
Yes. Unresolved resentment, disconnection.
But I think also like we change. Like I'm not the same person I was when I first got married.
Yeah. No, and it's good, right? We want
totally.
growth. We want change.
Yeah.
So, but instead of dwelling on these quirks or the ick, whatever it is, where this episode is a posture of, is there a deeper issue that I haven't acknowledged in myself? Or what am I needing right now emotionally or spiritually? Am I letting stress or bitterness or comparison cloud my view of my spouse? Because you might think it's a them thing, but it might very easily be a you thing.
Yeah, it's most likely a you thing.
Yeah, 100%. And the answer is
mean-
mostly just suck it up because it's a pretty normal thing.
But if they're chewing with their mouth open, you could just be like, can you just not?
Yes.
Oh man, so at work I usually bring a piece of fruit, usually an apple, but lately I'm on an orange kick. And so the way I eat my orange is I'll cut like the ends off, like the top and the bottom, and then I'll cut it in half. So then I have two like big circles, and then I'll nip each of the circles and then just open it up, right? So then all the triangles are there.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can you guys picture
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll just start like biting triangles off. But apparently and the one girl who always like sits beside me in the lunchroom and we work beside each other, she cannot stand it. So if she ever sees me get out an orange, she like takes her laptop and goes to her room. And I'm like, I don't do it. So now I'm super conscious about when I eat an orange, like as slowly and quietly as possible.
Just
Slowly
let the
triangles.
Yeah. Like that scene in Christmas at the Cranks when he got Botox and he's trying to eat and he's like all dripping down the front of him. Oh man.
Okay, so with the whole, is this a deeper issue about me? This doesn't mean like dismissing your feelings. It means being curious about them. So it's an invitation to grow in maturity, grace, emotional awareness. Okay,
Yep.
Here we go. Sometimes it's more about us than them, right? Like we said, a mirror moment. The ick may be a symptom of unprocessed emotions. So like frustration, disappointment, or a hurt that's been kind of bubbling under the surface. So instead of addressing it head on, we subconsciously leak it out as disgust or irritation.
Mhm.
So we're going to expand a bit on more of this ick as a mirror thing because it's often rooted in unresolved expectations. So we might get the ick when our spouse does something like unattractive or awkward or even like a little bit annoying. But what's actually happening is their behavior is bumped into an unmet or unspoken expectation. Maybe we expect them to be more confident and polished and hygienic or more spontaneous. And when they don't live up to that, we feel embarrassed or repulsed. But is that about them or is this about an ideal that we've idolized?
That's good. That's good. We
Yeah.
talk a lot about unspoken expectations on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It exposes our own internal resistance to intimacy. So true intimacy isn't just about physical closeness, it's about emotional, spiritual vulnerability. And when your spouse gets like that silly or goofy or vulnerable and you feel that ick, it might be your own discomfort with vulnerability or your fear of being truly known that's being triggered. The ick becomes a defense mechanism, which is not fair of your partner, right? To be like putting that on your spouse for something that's a you thing.
Okay.
People aren't going to like this. You're like, no, this is about them.
Yeah.
It might be tied to history or wounds. So maybe something your spouse does remind you, consciously or not, of a parent or an ex or a past situation that made you feel unsafe or embarrassed or ashamed. So the ick isn't really about them, but it's a memory that your body just hasn't resolved yet.
So I wonder how you like go into that. If it's even consciously or not. Like
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
It can reflect spiritual or emotional drift. So when we're spiritually disconnected, like from God, we're feeling separated. There's distance there. We can easily, I feel we all know this, become more critical, more easily angered, and less grace-filled. So what was once cute or quirky is irritating. And the problem might not be your spouse. It might be the posture of your own heart. Yes.
I laugh at that just because it feels like, when you're dating and they do something and you're like, oh, that's cute. And then by the time you've experienced a year of living with it, you're like, how did I find that cute?
Yeah, like when they snort when they laugh or something. It's like, no, that's not actually that cute.
Okay, so how do we turn the mirror towards ourselves? So we got to get curious and not critical. We ask, okay, what expectation was I holding that I didn't realize?
Okay, let's go into like expectation. What expectation was I holding my spouse to, or is it even like situations? Like when you brought up that first one about the expectation, it brought to mind our first year when we were married. I was on the pill and I didn't know, but it totally made me go a little wonky, and I just got angry so quick. And if you know me, that's like the opposite of who I am. And it sucked because because I started taking the pill like shortly before we got married. And so I was like, is this who I am in marriage? And just like noticed that every little thing slowly would bug me. And then at one point I just couldn't take it anymore. And I would like fully lash out for something dumb. Like it wasn't nothing to be a fight over. But because I never talked about all the other little things that was bugging me, then it just triggered into one big overflow of emotion, and then top that on with the hormonal chaos of it. It was nice when I had to go off the pill and then realize like, oh, that's what that was. That wasn't me. But anyway, it brought back that memory of like, yeah, expectations. I don't even think I could give you examples really of what it was personally for me, but having expectations of like what I thought marriage was going to be, or what my spouse, what I, like daily things, like who was going to take out the garbage and all that stuff. So I think of things like that, like the unmet expectations that aren't getting met, whether I've consciously thought about them or not, right? Because it can be expectations that you've never actually really sat down to think about, that all of a sudden are not met. And then it just becomes this irritating thing. And every little thing that they do is like, God, so annoying. Yeah. Okay. So that was my little thing about that.
No, that's great. Another way you can turn the mirror inwards is asking yourself, where have I been spiritually dry or emotionally distant lately? I feel like this often happens where I'm like, oh my goodness, everything is hard. Everything is bothering me. The kids have been off the charts. There's like all these things. I'm like, I have not sat down with my Bible in like a couple of days now. Like, oh man, yikes. Like this is, and it's so good to realize that we need to be so dependent on the Lord and in the Word. But is that something that's been going on? Have there been times that it's not a priority for you? Maybe there's an overflow in this capacity.
Okay, I have one for this.
Okay, great.
So when you asked what expectation was I holding that I didn't realize, so we're going to analyze my wife for a second. So I just texted her because I was like, what is the ick for her? And I said, so what normal or regular thing do I do that drives you nuts? And she says, leaving Kleenex or dishes on like at the side of the couch, or when I take on more things than I physically have time for. Okay, so let's go back to the first one for a second. So I'm going to really humble myself here. I like having a clean nose. So I'm always blowing my nose. I'm always cleaning my nose. I hate when there's like stuff in my nose, like after I work outside and there's dust or whatever. Like I'm always trying to get all the dust out. Like I need a clean nose. Okay. So I'm always using Kleenex. And where I sit on the couch, we have a little like TV tray beside us. It's got like our Bibles and the remotes and coasters and a Kleenex box. And so I'll just take a Kleenex when I need one and blow my nose, and I'll just put it right back there. And they're like, when I get up from the couch, I'll take them with me. And that doesn't happen all the time. So she hates that. Yeah. So the expectation on her part is that the house would always be clean and her husband would always clean up after himself, which is not always true. And then we had 4 boys. So the house is not always, the house is definitely not always clean.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's a little insight into the Kyle and Sam show.
All right.
It's like, it was interesting. I was chatting with Jeff last night about this and he's like, so what's the ick for me? And so there was one that came to mind. He's like, I won't share it. He's like, you can't say that on there. I was like, I won't. But there was another one that I'm allowed to share, is that when he'll shower and then he'll have his towel. Now we have an ensuite, so we have hooks. We'll hang our towels. Before that, we didn't have hooks to hang our towels. And he leaves the towel on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And so then
on his side or your side? Just
on the bed. It's on there. It's not intentionally anywhere. It's just on the bed. And so I get so annoyed because I pick it up and now the spot is damp.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Anyways, so here we go. Let's keep going. So when we slow down to reflect, so see, an expectation I had, I guess, was after you shower, you should just, if you hang up your towel, even over the door, that would be great. Mm-hmm. And he does know this. Like Kyle, to throw your tissues in the garbage. Just sometimes life happens. We just got to express our expectations.
We have an episode on that.
Yeah.
It's expectations.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what is it? So another example.
Listen to it.
Have you been feeling unappreciated, but instead of voicing it, you're suddenly annoyed at how your spouse choose?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah,
it just kind of bleeds into other things. Mm-hmm. So Practical ways to navigate the ick. It's checking your mindset. Am I focusing on flaws, more on the flaws than on love? Communicating kindly. Hey, babe, can we talk about something that's kind of been bugging me lately? When you leave the towels on the bed, like, that makes me feel, whatever. But like wording it in a way that's not going to be like, when you blow your nose all the time, that's just so annoying. Like,
Yeah.
no, like that's not going to be helpful. And making room for humor. It's disarming. Laughing about whatever it is. Like, it's not going to have to be this serious. You know what? We really need to talk. The way you leave the towel on the bed. Like,
Yeah. No.
it's silly. Like, honestly, like I had this thing where if the towel was on the bed, I could smack him with it,
Oh, nice.
like wind it up and
I like it. Rat tail.
Yeah. No, is that what
The
it's
wet towel is the worst too. Like that's
Yeah.
motivation enough to not leave that there. That's gonna hurt.
called?
Yeah.
I'm not great at it, so
And with a full towel, that's a little harder.
Obviously, he didn't leave it there much. He didn't get much practice.
yeah. And stay curious, trying to see them through God's eyes, just reminding you, right? Like, this is my spouse. I love them. Quirks happen. I have quirks. I think like reminding that you have them too.
Yeah.
You're not perfect.
Yep.
Surprise.
I think maybe another fun way would be to listen to this episode together. Be like, hey, now I'm kind of curious.
What are your icks?
What are mine?
Yeah. Yeah. And gratitude. Gratitude
Yeah.
helps with everything, right? Daily
Always.
reminders of what you love about your spouse, what your spouse loves about you, sending them as a text. Try and be intentional about it. But let's talk more about the sexual side of things with the ick. How can it kill libido if not addressed?
Oh, I feel like that's obvious. You end up just being super irritated and annoyed.
Yeah.
And who wants to have sex with somebody you're really annoyed at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
rebuilding the attraction again, affirming words, speaking their love language, acts of affection, date nights, fun, doing fun together. Bye-bye. Inviting God into your sex life and praying for renewed desire. If it's something that you're like, oh, but I just can't stand this one thing. It's like, okay, Lord, like show me how I can address this well, how we can navigate this well.
Mm-hmm.
And if needed, fake it till you make it within reason. Like sometimes desire follows action.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that I don't know how to word this well, right? But like,
isn't there a saying like go in the direction you want to go or something like that? Like lean into the direction you're wanting to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's not it, but it's same principle.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think to realize that everyone goes through like off seasons and times, and it doesn't mean that you're broken or you're mismatched or you're not a good fit or now this person isn't who you thought they were. Love is a choice. Intimacy is a discipline. Attraction can be nurtured and God can restore the spark. I think
totally
we can understand that seasons come and go. And especially if it is an odd season, like to realize it's a season. It's not forever. And if it's something that's bothering you significantly and it's like this is an everyday thing, like try to have a conversation. Just openly go for a walk, get some air, bring it up in a way that's expressing your heart about whatever it is.
Yep, exactly. And get help if it overtakes everything. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I can link some good, if you're looking for someone to navigate this through with you, it might seem like, oh my goodness, why would I need counseling? But honestly, like if it's something that is significant enough that it's impacting your marriage in a specific way, why not get help and have someone navigate this with you well and like give you the words that you need and like help you navigate that conversation the best it can be. So I thought what would be helpful if I was like navigating something like this would be to have journal prompts.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how I'm ending this here is with prompts for people to reflect and then get it out as a way to like you were saying earlier, like where do we go from here? Like how do you come back from this? And like how do you move forward? Right. And like how do you look inward, mirror, and like resolve that for yourself? So what exactly triggered the ick for me recently? So like describe the moment. What was your emotional, physical reaction? Was it tied to something deeper than like a surface level annoyance? What emotions am I carrying that might be contributing to my reaction? Am I stressed, tired, feeling unloved or disappointed, insecure or bitter about something unrelated? I feel like we've all been there, right? Where it's like there's more going
Oh,
on,
totally. Yeah.
but you take it out on your spouse.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
we've all
Fully.
been guilty of doing that. So when's the last time I intentionally connected with my spouse, emotionally or spiritually? Has it been a while since you've laughed together, prayed together, or had one of those like really good heart-to-heart conversations? What are 3 qualities I genuinely admire or love about my spouse? Just
Yeah.
journal out some things that you love about them, like things you're grateful for. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to this.
A thankful heart is a happy heart.
Mm-hmm. Have I been nurturing a spirit of criticism more than a spirit of grace? Ask Holy Spirit to reveal areas where you've been harsh or withdrawn or overly focused on flaws. Is there something I need to confess to God or to my spouse? Sometimes healing and renewed connection can start with a simple like, hey, I've been really distant and I'm sorry about it. Or I've been really nitpicky about this. I've been naggy. Would you forgive me?
Yeah.
And what would it look like to lean into love today instead of pulling away? What is one intentional act or service you could do to shift the energy between you and your spouse?
This is that, go in the direction you want to go
Mm-hmm.
type thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So I hope it's helpful for people who are like navigating this and there's things that creep in and, those moments happen where a totally normal moment turns into I'm grossed out or weirded out or feeling awkward.
Yeah.
There's probably more going on. So take a second. If you're into journaling, re-listen to those things and just, okay, how can I be leaning into love today? And what does that look like? So I will close in prayer. Okay. Lord, I just ask that you would help us to see our spouse the way that you do, that you would soften our hearts if they've been hard or if there's been things that we've been critical about or negative continually over or nagging or things like that. Father, would you just help us to lean into love, where you would highlight the things that, there's like the stick in our spouse's eye, but the log in our own eye. Like help us to realize that we're also not perfect, but that we're all just broken people who are learning to love you better and learning to be more like you. And so help us to do this well in our marriages and just remind us of who you created us to be and the beautiful person you created our spouse to be as well. And just help us to love them well and through all our humanness.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Amen.
Hey friends, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like our content, please like, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends too. Thanks so much for journeying with us today as we tackled the hard questions and dive deep into godly intimacy. Make sure you follow us on Instagram to see more of our content and check the show notes for any links we might have mentioned in today's episode. We're so grateful to be on this journey with you, and we can't wait to see you in the next episode.